time to waste. We must join our brethren in battle.
Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remaster. Today it's going to be Soma and Ruin here on Polypoid for you today. An excellent PvZ. One of the better ones, RJB says. Bottom right, it's going to be our yellow Protoss player. It is Ruin, spamming 700 APM. And in the top left, it's going to be Soma, our Blue Zerg player, spamming 300 APM. APM is not everything that you've been told. I think you've been told that a lot, right? But there's a certain threshold of APM that you need to get to if you want to be a professional player, right? If Jaedong played with 15 APM, he would not nearly be as effective and not win any games against other pro players with 15 APM. So, Terror the Overlord Scout now. We got a hallucinated Kakaru here. What's up? Aw, into the fog of war he goes to die and disappear in blue mist. What is up, Terry? That's right. Scouting, not the correct direction, but it's cross spawn, and Overlords do not like to scout cross spawn because then you can be seen and you will know where the Zerg player is. But hey, why didn't he scout the bottom left? Because if he was in the bottom left, there would be an Overlord scouting this direction. Well, unless he scouts up. So, So Ruin says, okay, let's go ahead and see if there is any creep here at the top right, and there is not. And it's an overpool play on this giant 4-player map. And if it doesn't find the Zerg soon, it's going to be a forge, just for safety. It's not going to be a Nexus first against an unscouted. Oh my gosh, against an unscouted Zerg player. Ruin, are you nuts? Wow. Pool almost done. Nexus warping in. Forge. Alright, let's see. Let us see if these lings. Oh, it's one set of lings. Alright. So this is just going to be for safety, not aggression, and Ruin breathes a big sigh of relief. Says, okay, so 2 lings, that's okay. That's all right. We can go ahead and throw down 1 safety cannon. Don't have to throw down another one. We can save those minerals for a gateway. So build order win. Here for Ruin. That will help him, because Ruin is not quite as good a StarCraft player as Soma is. But Nexus firsting safely against a Zerg player helps so much. Probe also staying alive a discouraging long time here for Soma, but not much you can do about it, because guess what? Your 100 gas is probably, well, actually fast third. Because, I mean, saw the Nexus first here with that drone, right? So fast thirding it, then going for the gas here. First 100 gas is going for a lair. Probably not for metabolic boost, as is the current meta. I mean, it's been this way for several years now. 2018 and 2019 games have this meta, and we're in 2024 by now, gosh darn it. And yeah, this is what's going on. What do we got? Pylons, still no gate? Really? Oh, there's a gate here, obviously, derp. Okay, so gateway helping the wall off. Zealot being produced? Nope. I'm not really worrying about it, because he's like, no. We're not making lings. These eggs are making drones, sir. And unless I want to get drone rushed, which, like, 1 cannon can handle infinite drones, not going to be a problem here. So, ow, drone gets in the mix. Gets a couple serious hits off there. Absolutely wonderful. Cybercore coming up, finishing, and now we're going to get a Stargate, because that is what you want to do here. Get someone going opening lair, and there it is. If it was just a Hydra Den instead of a lair here, I think we might have seen something else on the open. Maybe a Twilight, honestly. Because, like, it's really hard to get kills with Hydras. Well, kills with Corsairs, if there are a ton of Hydras around. Plus, Hydra busts are great if you spend a lot of your resources on Corsairs. So, problem here is that it's definitely a Spire. So we'll see what Soma does with said Spire. Is it going to be Mutas? Is it just going to be some Scourge? We'll have to find out together here. Citadel on the follow-up. No real surprise there. Citadel looking good. So yeah, both players very casually just macroing up, making drones 5 at a time, making probes. And by that I mean no probes are in the production tab right now at all, which I'm a little bit concerned about. But saturation levels look pretty fantastic here on the 2 bases anyway. So, I mean, you probably want to oversaturate a little bit for when you prepare to take a third. And then you can transfer a bunch of those workers over there to this 3rd base or to this 3rd base, whatever you want to do. Overlord checks to make sure there's not a fast third coming in from the Protoss. And there's not. We're going to spend a little bit of resource on a macro hatch here. That is not going to be a sunken. There's really no capabilities of major aggression from either side here. A couple zealots exist. I think there might seriously just be 2 lings on the map right now. 2. That's it. That is all the aggression. Okay, I lied. There are 4. Oh, no. No. 5. So, okay, there were 6 at one point. Corsair production doing its thing. Hydroden on the way. So, yeah, probably not going to be anything but Scourge here. Just to buy time for the Hydras to come out. Yep, 1 pair of Scourges thrown up immediately. Evolution Chamber here at the 3rd base. A bit of Sim City against future Zealot attack. And then Hydra, Dan, and Macro Hatch walling off the natural base. There is a supply block. Oh, gosh, and a further supply block here. As this Corsair has 1 kill, that's a supply block. When did the other Overlord die? This one got a kill. Dude, the supply block is brutal right now. Templar Archives warping in, Zealot legs on the way. This is really slowing Soma down. To be supply locked like that. And you might say, but Falcon, it wasn't a long time. No, it wasn't. But by golly, oh, taking a hit from that Scourge when you've been running towards this cannon the whole time. Brutal. 7 Hydras at a time being produced. Could be a bit of a 3-base Hydra style push. He's like, oh, you don't have Storm yet. Actually throwing up a DT before researching Storm. So DT and then Storm getting fired up. Interesting on the situation there. So we're not sacrificing any drones to turn them into Sunkens here. So we're going to have to deal with this with Hydras and with Zerglings, which is actually pretty good against 4 Zealots. Even if they do have speed, they don't have +1 attack. Oh, did it just finish? Wow, look at that +1 timing attack. He went in there when that +1 finished. Beautiful stuff out of Ruin. And yeah, jumping on Hydras that are kind of alone and outside this little SimCity situation. Going to be just fine. Lings tanking, doing work. Hydras in the back doing damage. That's exactly how that's supposed to work. It is eternal, man. You know, OG StarCraft. The campaign. A lot of those missions can be defeated simply with Ling and Hydra. There's not a lot of Storm, if any whatsoever. And you kind of just overwhelm against these Zealots, against these Dragoons. It's fantastic. But then, Protoss, if they're good with Storm, that changes everything. Ling Hydra would win every battle that ever existed if Reavers didn't exist and Storm didn't exist, which is why those things exist. So just trying to buy time with these cannons, but until Storm finishes, because remember, we got a DT out first, which DT has no kills because there's Overlords and Hydras and Lings all over that 3rd base. And the natural base might be a better target for it, but it doesn't seem interested in actually heading up that direction. It's getting bottom left, checking for maybe a quick 4th base. Oh no, 4th base up here at the 12 o'clock from Ruin instead. So that's not going to work out all that well. Lurker Aspect is on the way. Singularity Charge got fired up at about the same time as Lurker Aspect did, as, yeah, it's the response to Lurkers is Dragoon range, don't ya know? Don't ya be knowing? All right, so everything looking pretty normal here. I'd like to see a 3rd base out of Ruin in response to the 4th base from the Zerg, or some kind of more concerted 2-base attack coming here. Look, the High Templar are out. They have the Storm. Ruin seems more afraid to move out than anything else. He's just kind of like, come attack me. I'll storm you right to death. And the Zealots are having a hard time. If the Hydras want to engage out here, then sure, that's great. Zealots will fight ya. The kiting a little bit difficult. But, you know, not the end of the world if you are a good Zerg player, which Soma undoubtedly is here. So, saving up a little bit of gas here to go for those Lurkers. On the side of Protoss, what are we doing? Observatory to help spot the Lurks. Singularity Charge to help attack the Lurks. Trying to go this Master Goon stuff, which is really awesome until Darksworn pops out. And we'll keep an eye on that production tab, see when a Queen's Nest gets thrown down, because for now, it sure seems like Soma's more interested in just all of the Hydras known to Zerg kind. Oh, this 3rd base is in trouble, but Zealot Storm! Nice Storm placement. catching those hiders as they retreated even. Didn't storm where they were. Stormed where he knew they would go is actually pretty genius. You could probably get a cancel on this Nexus if you're willing to lose like 5 or 6 hydras. Soma seems not too interested in that. I love this DT. Is he just patrolling this base and this base? I guess no. Patrolling all 3 of the bases in the bottom left here to see if any hatches show up. I like it. I like it quite a bit. Okay, so lurker positions in, distracting a little bit. Storm, 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 storm. Cloudy with a chance of storm here. Okay. Really wants that. He really wants it. And hiders are super good against buildings. So at the very least, that thing's going to be on fire when it comes up. Ruin responds properly, chasing the hydras on out. Nice. 3-4 hydras go down on the retreat. Third base happily warping in. No questions at all. There's the Queen's Nest. Okay, so Queen's Nest coming in. 10 drones getting fired up. 40. There you go. Into the 50s now. Our Zerg players. 50 probes exist. Double pumping probes to saturate the third base as soon as it finishes warping in, which it will. And yeah, it's definitely going to be on fire a bit when it pops, which is always a weird thing. It's like, how are you warping in on fire? But yeah, you can attack the building when it's inside the warp. And then it comes out with a damage. Very fun. Queen's Nest, immediate hive? How immediate? Not immediate at all, actually. We're not going to give him a rating of immediate. It will be a rating of some other time we'll get a hive. We have the option. Ah, there it is. Now it gets fired up. So, like what? 10 or 15 seconds late. Not the end of the world. And ice water. It is the summer months here in the Northern Hemisphere, and ice water is delicious. Good for casting. Alright, setting up. He's like, alright, we can do this. Dark Swarm doesn't exist anywhere near right now. So we'll storm the Lings if they get in here, and the Hiders. We'll storm the Lurkers. We'll keep the Obs alive by pulling it back, liking this out of Ruin quite a bit. Ooh. Yeah, storming those Lurks. Hiders kind of run through there. I don't think the Hiders were the intended target whatsoever. The trick of this about this is it's high ground, so you're going to miss a lot of attacks attacking up there. The guys that run down here will not be missed by the attacks, however. Fourth base coming up south to the side at 6 o'clock here for Ruin. Loving that. So, I don't know. I would say it's a contain, but the Zerg player has a fourth base and can easily go take a fifth base, too. This is like just kind of setting up on one side of the enemy's third base and just being a nuisance is more what this is. Spinning Bengalas is spinning as it does. It's got to be the dizziest critter in the history of StarCraft. Look at this poor guy. Look at him. Like, how many revolutions can you do before you're so dizzy you fall down? I guarantee it is a lot fewer than the number of revolutions this Bengalas has done in this game alone, let alone all the thousands and millions of games that have been played on Polypoid over the years. Very popular map, part of the ladder pool, which means it gets played over and over and over and over again. Adrenals coming in, Lings swinging down the right side, might try to jump into this third base. It really doesn't have much. Okay. It was 2 cannons, which really wasn't any defense at all. But then, oh, hang on, now it's Zealots. Zealots are in the general vicinity to defend. Also, there's a High Templar sitting here with enough energy for a single storm. Yeah, of course, look at this. I love this. We're not even going crazy with Corsairs. We didn't get +1 for them. We're just running around finding Overlords to kill. Like this one. This is protected by Hydras. He's a lucky boy. These Zealots get, they find the Lings over there. Ruin. Marching around a bit. Consumes on the way, man. So you know, Dragoons, your time is almost up. Where is my Adrenal? Soma, where is my Adrenal? These Lings don't have any attack upgrades. They need Adrenal. Oh, gosh. You're right. Oh, actually, no, it's done. It is done. Of course it is. If Consume's on the way, then that means Adrenal got fired up as soon as that hive finished. So these are the classic Adrenalings with 0 attack and 0 ground carapace. Fifth base coming down the left side. Lurkers at the top of the ramp. Going to be really tough for this army to break from Ruin. We'll see if he starts trying to move on into Reaver Tech. Try to keep an eye on that production tab for you. But seriously, hit that like button, guys. Subscribe. I'm here 6 times a week with StarCraft Brood War content. Never going anywhere. I've been doing this stuff since 2015. I think my first Brood War cast might have been 16. But yeah, I mean, that puts me at like 8 years of casting Brood War at this point here on YouTube. It's nice. It's a good place to be. So what do we got? We got Dragoons, we got Zealots, we got High Templar engaging into an army of Hydraling without any Dark Swarm at all. Plagues coming in. Dark Swarm might start popping here soon. We might see our first one sooner rather than later. Man, Adrenalings. Taking that Adrenalings are the reason that Dragoon is dead. That upgrade alone, that is the only reason for it. Okay, morphing a few Archons at the front. Not that they're great against Ling Hydra, but they're good in conjunction with Zealots against Zerglings, and that's a lot of Lings flowing down here, right? They have upgrades yet? Yes, they're 1/1 Cracklings, and okay. Remember when I was like, in support of? Yeah, in support of Zealots. That was not an in support of Zealots move, guys. That was, this Archon is going to die because it got fully surrounded by Lings kind of a play. Ooh, shuttle on the way, more DTs being added. Okay. We've seen this be really effective against Zerg players on the channel over the last few months. We've been seeing Protoss players load DTs up into shuttles, fly them in, and start one-shotting these drones, which does not give you the alert that your units are under attack, which is a bug that has persisted into the remastered version of this game. So Zerg players have a hard time recognizing that drone count is going down because you don't have a visible drone count. It's 62 workers from Soma. Like, Ruin needs to start that now. He needs to kill a base. Ooh, both ops got sniped. That's bad. Either he needs to kill a base or he needs to do some DT storm dropping type stuff. One or the other or both to get this worker count down under 60. 62, not exactly the magic number of 65, but it is pretty scary, especially in the hands of somebody as good as Soma is. Right side Nexus top coming in. Ruin's going to try to expand up to these locations. Give him a 6 base economy. This is only 5 bases for now. Actually, no, that is a 6 base because I always forget about this one. Always forget about it. Another Overlord goes down. Both players effectively maxed out. They've got similar banks here too. There is more gas from Ruin. Overlord's flying over a war zone. He just knows that there are DTs around, right? He is fully aware there are DTs in the house. My gosh, ginormous storms! Oh, beautiful! Lurkers exploding all over the place. Oh, but it's a surround. Lings on the right side, Lurkers on the left side, Hydras and Lings on the top. Slipping out of it is Ruin, though. A 3-sided surround is not actually a surround at all. Excuse me there. High Templar gets picked off. He doesn't get the memo to back it on out. The rest of the army does manage to escape, though. Yeah, this Archon's got 34 kills. I'd say a bunch of those kills probably belong to the High Templar that make this Archon, but whatever. This is, ooh, trying to expand down the bottom left here is Soma. So we're going to split this map in half. Ooh, expanding here, too. A little double expand to Rooney. We haven't seen any Dark Swarm yet. It's largely a Zealot comp with Storm, so it's not going to make a big difference. But Plague, I'm shocked we haven't seen any of that yet. Corsair's providing that high ground vision, so you can actually shoot up there and precisely storm up there, too. 2 obs, pretty much the minimum you're going to want to have. 60 workers here, and yeah, it's just any drone losses have just gone to turning drones into hatcheries, which Soma's fine with. That's acceptable drone loss. I'm just waiting for a shuttle to do something or get picked off. Maybe a shuttle moved out and got wiped out by Scourge or something. Doesn't seem to have gotten any work done. Dark Swarm with these cannons is great. Oh, this little group tried to move out, get some work done here in the top right, but nope, not enough left for them to do anything. The defense of this base is continuing. Soma did not abandon it, which is good news for Zerg fans watching it. But yeah, Ruin pretty happily sitting here on 6 bases, going to get a 7th base up the top right. And maybe get an 8th base here too. Who knows? It's Polypoid. But this strategy we're looking at here, Hydra, Ling, Lurker, Defiler, it's all about that storm. Maybe some Dark Archons and feedback on the Defilers would be pretty sick. Oh, there's a DT down here. Okay, all right. This guy's gotten some work done. I think he killed a drone that was trying to expand to this position, so that's good. Base denial. Out of that, Dark Templar is pretty fantastic. And Shuttle says there's nothing to storm drop here. Let's head up this left side. I don't know. I mean, we're kind of fighting here. Dark Swarm, the Archons are like, we don't care. Unload, storm it up. Oh, 54 drones remain at 57 probes. There we go. There we go. And plus some Zealots unload here. This base killing a single drone. Not that there's many drones to kill in this location, but that's fine. Ruin putting in some work right now. Crushing down this left side. Archons getting some work done. Plague goes down. I don't know about these Archons coming down here by themselves. Guys, bad move. Bad move on that one. But Hatch goes down. This group who's been plagued. Cracklings try to move on in here, but good Storm. Thinning down that Ling count. Uh-oh, there's more of them where that came from. These Zealots need to come down to this left and kill this Hatch. And maybe just give these guys up for dead. They got re-plagued. Like, some of these guys were already plagued. No, maybe not. Maybe they're newly plagued. They're dead. It doesn't really matter now anymore. This guy's got 16 kills. Oh, there's Storm on that High Templar. How has this guy not been cleaned up? I don't know, but suddenly things are problematic. This DT's whacking this bottom left base. Soma loses another hatchery. It's got a macro hatch it can use in a pinch here, and this army will get cleaned up. 8 kills on that High Templar before he gets smashed into pieces. DT so close to killing this bottom left base. Like, I don't want to call this a win condition, but it kind of is. No. No. Okay, so DT gets wiped out. Hatchery lives with 200 hit points, but it's going to be very vulnerable. Very vulnerable from this point on. It will regen health, yes. But not very quickly. Man, Overlords keep dying. Only 171 available supply here from Soma. Ruin has done an absolutely fantastic job here today. Like a really fantastic job here today. He's adding Reavers into the mix. Every Protoss fan has jumped out of their chair in happiness and delight. Said, okay. We're getting super late game here. Reavers are going to be great against the Hydras, the Lings, and the Lurkers. You can snipe Defilers with them too. Dark Archons even on the way for that feedback we were talking about earlier. All right, Ruin. I gotta say, when I came into this game, I was like, Soma, he's the better player. He's probably favored if you had to place a bet on this match, but Ruin's no slouch himself. Obviously, we've seen what he's capable of so far. Killing hatcheries, trying to deny bases too. I mean, this base exists, but there's only one drone mining from it, so it's not like it's a huge win. Yeah, I'm not even sure if we're going to research Maelstrom. Just feedback on the Defiler. Didn't kill it, didn't have enough energy to kill the thing. Which, yeah, a good Defiler doesn't sit around with a ton of energy is the thing. It consumes and casts, right? Consume, cast. Another big plague does go down on the Dragoons on the right side here. And expanding to an 8th base is Ruin. He's really keeping Soma backed up against the wall here. 3 Defilers are free. Plague does go down, but both Defilers die. God, plaguing the Reaver is so worth it, though. That is one of the better targets for Plague against Protoss. Because Reavers that are plagued are a lot easier to take down with your Hydras and your Wings. Because they've got a lot of HP normally, but once they've been plagued, that HP count goes down almost by half. Probably more than half. So no 8th base for you, Ruin, says this Ling run by. There are Reavers and High Templar at this base, though. So breaking it's going to suck. This base does not have any High Templar at it. Or Reavers, which means it's extraordinarily in trouble. By that I mean, no, there appear to be enough cannons to shut down that attack entirely. I thought maybe you'd commit a little bit more to it, Soma, but he didn't have a lot. 3-2 upgrades on the Hydras. 3-2-1 upgrades for Ruin and his ground forces. Observer 1 gets sniped. Second Observer not getting target fired here. Beautiful Storm. All right. This base might go down in revenge for the 8th base. Never actually coming up for Ruin. This game is good. Wow. Yeah, that's a dead hatch. Unless everybody turns around to deal with the Lurkers, which maybe they should do. Oh, no, it's going to storm them right to death. Hatch does go down. Drones come in. No, drones, don't fight. It's okay, actually. Enough Ling Hydra response and support here is enough to save the day. Whew, so those drones go to work over here now, and the drone count in the bottom left is looking pretty good. Again, this base staying alive is a massive factor for Soma here, but splitting the map in half is just not enough for the Zerg player. You cannot win if you've split the map in half. This TT's been all right. Got 2 kills. Ugh. Reaver shot is a Reaver shot, and then catching a Plague after doing the Reaver shot. Yeah, you don't want to pursue that too far. Never know if there's a couple Scourge hanging out over here or some Hydralisks. Yeah, so Soma feeling all right, man. 64 workers, which is kind of the ideal number. 65 is what we like to see from the Zerg. 63 from the Protoss is bonkers too, though. How's he doing on production capabilities? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 gateways. I almost feel like you'd probably want a couple more here. And he does. He's got 1 here at this natural base at the top right spawn, but that's it. A little bit confused by that one, but anyway. Ling upgrades? 1 attack and 3 armor. Dude, 1 attack at 26 minutes? Give us a +2. I know you were late on the melee upgrades. Zerg players always are these days. So all the upgrades go to the Hydras until, well, Adrenal shows up. The storms. Oh, the storms. The storms are so good. Okay, replacing this high ground minerals only base left side. This is what keeps him ahead on base count technically. Ooh, and this too will put him definitely ahead on base count. If you can hold it. I feel like Reavers can be parked here and just go pow pow and it dies. But also bait. Very dangerous. So we're just going to send our entire army up here instead. Good. Feedback on the Defiler and a Maelstrom on the follow-up. Sick. Sick plays here from Ruin, but there's just enough stuff here anyway that the Maelstrom stuff manages to survive and pop out of their Maelstrom jail and be kind of awesome here. This engagement is a big one. Plagues, the Plagues turning the tides all the time. Another sick Plague. I think these Reaver, no, newly plagued Reaver here. The other one was plagued, absolutely. Hydra snipe the shuttle. And both of the Reavers go down. Great target firing there, too. Now your obs are gone, and the lurkers are problematic, and the Reavers keep dying, and uh-oh. Soma making a comeback here. That hatch going up would be massive. This hatch is alive. This hatch is alive. 67 drones. He's actually finding enough time to give an upgrade to his Lings, too, which is nice of him to do. Giving him that melee level 2 upgrade. Reavers casually. Lurkers on burrowing far too late for that to work at all. Storming eggs is a fun experience. I mean, it works. It is one of the weaknesses of Zerg is that eggs are vulnerable. Like, normally you have to kill the whole darn production structure to do anything with that's being trained for Protoss and Terran. Uh-oh. Big attack down here to the south. Soma, he's got enough to deal with the reinforcing units coming from the top side, and oh, the probe count is falling apart. No, Ruin, you were doing so well. Nexus down, but hold on. Reaver shots. Is it worth taking Plagues to take down this hatch? Trying desperately. Oh, gosh. And then the Hydras are just like, get out of here. That was not actually the best micro I've ever seen in the entire world. But screw the Lurkers. Let's take down this. I don't care if there's Lurkers attacking us. Two of the Archons died of Lurkers, but they killed the hatch. So that puts us on even base count. Not good for Soma, but not enough resources here to be worth throwing down a Nexus or a hatchery. The cheaper hatchery, right? So I don't think we're going to see anything here, but maybe some long-distance mining if this gets into a situation where that makes sense. Once again, absolutely no... Oh, there is a High Templar here. I lied. There's one High Templar here. He got to storm off. No Reavers. This base is going to die. Soma is just on a bit of a rampage here. 2 Nexuses down in just 2 minutes flat. Probe count is down to 45. He's been replacing... He's making scouts. What in the name of all that is holy? Why? Why are you building scouts? What are scouts supposed to do for He's going. What is this? What is this? The Falcon Sunday stream scout guarantee? If you don't watch my Sunday streams, yeah. There's a Falcon Sunday stream scout guarantee where I guarantee we'll see scouts every week, and we do. On the Sunday stream that starts at 10 a.m. Eastern. There's one of them tomorrow. Check it out. Come say hi. It's here on this channel. Anyway, I am utterly confused. Like, a big part of the composition today are Hydras. We're seeing Hydras produced right now. They have 3/3 upgrades. These are slow scouts with, okay, a plasma shield upgrade because they share those with every other Protoss building and unit. He's not giving them a fleet beacon so they can get at least a speed upgrade. It really requires at least a speed upgrade for scouts to be incredible. There's an Arbiter Tribunal coming up too. Is he gonna like recall scouts into the main base of Soma and start going to town? This makes no sense. I have no idea what Ruin is trying to do here. I mean, he's floating 4,000 minerals. Is this replay possibly broken? I don't know. He's moving the scouts out. The production tab seems pretty busy. Someone's pretty happy to put a contain up down here, having wiped out that base and that base. They're typing to each other. Wait. Do they have the speed upgrade? Dude, they're hunting overlords. They're trying not to get plagued. Oh, he does have a fleet beacon. I'm a giant idiot. He does have a fleet beacon, so he gave them speed. Obviously, there's a queen on the way. Oh, gosh. Just took a plague to every one of your scouts. Oh, ow. 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 All right, it's a supply block on Soma, but it gets a nice Dark Swarm Ling attack here with Hydras. But look, there's High Templar and Reavers in this position, so that's not going to go particularly well. See, this is almost an unbreakable position that Protoss finds themselves in. Look at these scouts, though. What is happening? Oh, really? You're going to try this again? Okay. So someone decides to throw more units into this base, hoping that it dies. But, man, there are like 7 High Templar here. And there's a Reaver. And there's some Zealots. Queen comes in and does what? Toss down a Parasite or something? I don't know what's going on. These scouts are high grounding, fighting Hydras with 3/3 upgrades, and hey, the scouts are losing. Big surprise there. Dude, I think Soma might have just thrown enough of this to kill it. Like the sheer amount of stuff you gotta storm, throw it down. Nice, nice. Remaining cannons trying to hold on. Cannon. No, Ling's wiped it out. Ruin, why would you invest so much of your money into scouts? He's making more High Templar, more Reavers, making an Arbiter, getting Scarabs up. Still floating about 5,000 minerals here. And Soma's getting a Greater Spire. He says, you know what? One good turn deserves another. I'm going to make some Devourers to deal with your scouts. I think that's what he's saying anyway. Scout ball not nearly as big as it used to be. God, it takes another plague to these guys. I mean, they are already plagued as much as they could be plagued. God, that Defiler can't get sniped because the Hydra count is so high and everywhere right now. Did he lose his Templar Archives? Is that why he's warping in another one? Was it down here at this base? That's a weird place for your Templar Archives, man. Stasis is on the way because that's what kind of weird game this is. Might gosh darn get a weird fun tag just for the scouts alone. Alright, so we're just going to bust right on into the natural base with Hydra Lurker. No Dark Swarm at all. The first wave gets absolutely annihilated, but a really nice plague kind of shuts this thing down. Oh, man. Yeah. And then a million reinforcements flying on in here, too. Yeah, this is not looking good for the Reaver bros. Ugh. Reaver saves himself and then gets obliterated. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this game's over. It's 172 to 120 supply. My guy's making more High Templar, more DTs. You know what? we're going to test this real quick. We're going to give it a rewind. We're going to go back just 2 minutes. See if anything's different when we come back in here. Super mega fast forward. Hey, look, saw the Dark Archon for a second up there. No, not really. Okay, one more chance. One more chance to see if things may be different. No. Still floating a bit. Going for a ×4. Right, plague down. Yeah, another plague here. A feedback on a defiler. Right, we saw that. That was normal stuff. I think this is Ruin just floating cash. Yeah, this attack tries to come in. It dies. Reavers reinforce the position. And then I think they leave at some point. And then this base does die, but everything gets wiped out there. Yeah, that's normal too. I don't know. I don't know why Ruin isn't... He's got available supply. I'm just not sure why he's not firing up a million Zealots and Dragoons. Just like something. Just something to use here with your available supply. I guess at 182 is effectively maxed out. Yeah, still at 5,000 minerals here. This space starts coming up. There's that Maelstrom moment where every Maelstrom Hydra lives. It's some kind of a Christmas miracle, I'd call it. And then the Reavers try to poke up and wipe it out, but I'm not sure that's going to work either. And then this space dies. Yeah, this is just Ruin floating 5,000 minerals. I mean, I guess we'll call it a bank if he's at 187 supply. It's not really floating at that point. Yeah, 2 Archons die. Yeah, this is... this is what it is. The Scout ball keeps getting bigger. He must have already gotten Scout speed. I missed it again, even coming through this time, trying to watch the production tab. Right, this base is toast, and then someone's like, well, what if we kill this base too? And it's like, it's going to cost a lot. It's going to cost you a ton of Zerg to wipe that base out, and then it did. But he got it in the end. Arbiter Tribunal comes in, Reaver production. There's that quick pause request it might have been. And the one queen being produced. Yeah, I'm like, sure, this base dies, but I don't know if the available resources here make any sense for Soma to devote this much to killing this base. I just don't see it. Yeah, and then Greater Spire gets fired up. Ruin is sitting here on 5,000 minerals and 300 gas. I guess, in fairness, all they can really make here are Zealots, and they're not going to be super good, like, against this many Lurkers anyway. And the Lings have upgrades, so they're going to trade super well at the same time. They got 3-3 finally. So yeah, making Zealots doesn't do much. Greater Spire has finished, but I'm not sure if someone's going to do anything with it, you know? Yeah, I mean, this is the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking at all the production facilities for Ruin dying. He's trying to throw up new warp gates in the top right to replace the ones that die. Can't argue with that at all. There we go. So 11 mutas are being produced, and I think he's going to turn them into... I mean, making Guardians wouldn't be super smart with their Scouts flying around, but turning them into Devourers would be very fun. We would weird fun tag this game for sure. But I don't know. It's hard for me to look at this game and say, well, Soma has map control. Soma is up like 70 supply at 35 minutes. He's taking this right side base. That's actually one that was worth taking as far as mineral count and gas count remaining indicates. Another Dark Archon coming in. 2 Dark Archons. Recall getting researched. There we go. Devourers. Devourer cocoons are on the map. Okay, it's a combination of 6 Guardians and 5 Devourers. So we've decided to go a little bit Sky Zergy here. I like it. I'm a big fan of Sky Zerg compositions. I think I've told you guys about my dream back when I was a youngin', 17 years old. StarCraft was new. I was like, you know, the perfect composition is 2 groups of Guardians, 1 group of Devourers, and then like 6 Queens to spawn brooding any available queen, or yeah, spawn brooding any available High Templar that you might need to take down because they can storm this. And I was like, it's unstoppable. And Soma seems to be kind of going along with this whole thing. Yeah, we get Devourers, man. Come on. Come on. This is a Weird Fun tag on a regular map. Usually Weird Fun's on a map like Outsider or Eclipse or Third World or something weird. This is Polypoid. It's like the new fighting spirit, effectively. So here come the Guardians. What is all... Okay, sure. I mean, I don't know. This kind of feels... All right, Ensnare gets tossed down. Guardians are dying big time, though. Ensnare, we got the Grape Jelly in there, too. Acid Spore stuff. Yeah, Guardians just kind of... Ooh, a Stasis on the Guardians. Yeah, and these Guardians don't have any armor upgrades at all. So it doesn't matter that the Scouts don't have any attack upgrades. Just feels like if you were going to go Scouts, maybe it makes more sense in a game where you've gone +1 Corsairs already, right? That just makes sense to everybody. All right, Stasis wearing off here. Might Maelstrom these suckers as they come out. Look at this. This is a wait. This is a Maelstrom on the Guardians. Yeah! Scouts fighting. Scouts dying. Storm on the follow-up. A beautiful sight. Every Devourer dies, but I don't think it matters. It's 197 to 118 supply. Soma's going to have so many units lost in this game, it's not even going to matter. He just has all of the map control. All of it. Except for the top right. This base doesn't count. It has 50 minerals at it. Dark Archon running around. Waiting for enough energy to be useful again. Or might, you know, just dying. Whatever. That would be fine, too. Feedback on a Defiler. That's nice. But yeah, no. This game... Oh, this game is over. I love the mutas. Trying to snipe down High Templar. Oh, look at they got a Dark Archon. That's very cool. Sniping Reavers is very cool, too. 6 more mutas on the way. We're trying to Guardian our way through this setup. It's really gas. That's the big problem, right? More Scouts being produced. Why not? Why not build another Stargate over here and use it to produce more Scouts? Ruin, you are a madman. That's all I can say about this game. This is absolutely a Weird Fun game on a normal map, which I'm not sure has ever happened before. I feel like every Weird Fun game that I've done has been on like Troy, to add another weird map name to the list. Man, did you see that game between Light and I think it might have been Soma on Troy that was absolutely insane. Like, if you want a link to that one, let me know. I'll read your comment. I'll respond to your question with a link to that game. Because you like battle cruisers? We had battle cruisers galore in that match. I love how we're splitting the Guardians, so one Storm can only hit one Guardian at a time. But Guardian, like, I don't know, their DPS attacking individual targets is not very good. There you go. When Guardians are all attacking the same target, it adds up a lot. And suddenly you can burn stuff down very quickly. Look at these double Scouts fighting against the unupgraded mutas. A little bit of Dragoon support is always nice. No, it's 1-1. Actually, we got upgrades for the Sky Zerg, everyone. Don't worry. Yeah, I mean, Ruin fighting here, but his enemy's got 3,500 minerals and 600 gas. Just making nothing but lings right now. He's like, I think we can do this. Ooh, Stasis Underdark's more... Oh, stasis a bunch of lings on the ramp. So nobody can go up and nobody can go down. Which at this point I think hurts Soma more than anything else. Okay, another Maelstrom on the Guardians, and they die easy that time. So Ruin says, aha. Oh, lings can squeeze through a tiny gap in the stasis Zerglings. That's very fun. Oh, giant Maelstrom on the group and then a Storm on the follow-up. I don't know if that was necessary, that particular combo. Great Plague on the Zealots. This is just Ruin getting slowly, very slowly eaten alive by Zerg here. Yeah, the unit's loss number for the Zerg in this game is going to be at least 1,000. Maybe even into 1,500. GG. Ruin finally taps out, and Soma is your winner. But maybe Soma is not our winner. Maybe the winner is the one that played the weird stuff, that made the cool scouts and forced out the Devourers and like gave us a ton of cool stuff for a weird fun, for a weird fun PvZ, huh? Did you think about that? You didn't, did ya? But GG, that was absolutely a million pounds of fun. And yeah, just look at the minimap at the end here. You very rarely see this much domination on minimap. Usually a player taps out before it gets to this point, but Ruin was like, no, you're trying to kill me with Guardians? They're bad. I'm pretty sure every Guardian died. Oh, no, this one's alive. He's got all of 0 kills. Look at him go. Look at the Guardian go. So yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe Ruin figured that once this base died, and once this, well, this base didn't count. Really not this one either. But once this base died, and he couldn't do anything about this base, or this one lived forever. Look how much HP it's recovered too. He was like, fine, we're going to be silly at this stage. We're going to make scouts. Try to win with those. It turns out it's really hard to win with scouts. So, man, that's even with a Nexus first opening from Ruin. Incredible. 470,000 points to 453,000 points here in favor of Soma. Soma outproduced by a 1,500 to 400. And then 1,263 Zerg units died today. That is a massive, massive number. Structures raised 94 to 7. That's a lot, even in a ZVP. And then the outspend here is 116,000 to 97, which maths out to about 19,000 resources in 41 minutes, which isn't actually enough. But I do think our guy spent a few too resources on scouts that were dumb. But it got us into the weird fun state of mind anyway, so we'll allow it. Ruin. Good man. Really fun stuff. That's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. And you take care of yourself.